Great. So, Anisa, on that point, we are receiving some good questions as we go. I'm going to try to weave them in as we go. This is
Yeah.
about the classroom of the future, and we got a great question about could you describe an example of what we've seen? We talked a lot about the state of the current state, and I think a member of our audience today is saying, "I haven't seen a functional, highly efficient example. What does that look like?"
Well, we've got a lot. We have a whole bunch of examples in our LEED certified schools that your SUBC stays in touch with design teams about. We have minimum requirements related to indoor air quality and energy within that system. So the schools that are achieving that certification are really good examples of the balance here. We also are seeing more and more net zero energy schools because there are conservative and liberal areas of the country where they're realizing that, with energy costs rising and also fluctuating in ways that are hard to budget for, they just want to, try to take that out of some of their budget equation. And so we have good examples in almost every community, representative of every community of net zero energy schools coming online. And the ones of those that are also, trying to achieve a whole building certification also have then, responsible handling of the indoor environment for kids. So I think if you take a look at sort of the certified group, that would be a really great place to find some examples within your local community.
Thank you, Anisa. Leslie, other examples of innovation that
Yeah.
you've seen that are addressing this issue and what's working?
Yeah, I mean, I would add that, right now, really thinking about and focusing on the classroom, because so many of our students spend their time in the classroom, especially in, K through 6. They're spending all day long generally in their classroom, other than times for recess and lunchtime. We have really been focusing and working some with Armstrong on all of the devices that are kind of embedded into that ceiling product and connected to the HVAC and other systems. And how do we modernize classrooms to assure that we're embedding things like indoor air quality monitoring, that we've got diffusers put into the right place and that they're connected to the devices and kept clean, that we've got filtration in the rooms, looking at technology around, the ability for security systems and AV wireless and these things that really promote student learning, flexibility in the classroom so that students can move around, and just really thinking about that the air filtration and the indoor air quality aspects of those rooms. We've been looking at ways to kind of connect all of those systems together, because one of the problems right now is that you've got tons of trades going into rooms and they're all doing different things in the ceiling, and you've got all these penetrations in the ceiling, and thinking about better ways to do that, to actually deliver that quality in a classroom without it being so costly, in more of a manufactured product sort of way. I think the biggest thing that has, our construction industry has just been, kind of like caveman-like. We haven't made a lot of productivity gains, and unfortunately, that has played out a lot in the way that buildings are renovated and or built new, and it's been a real problem. And so thinking about how we can manufacture more stuff off-site, be able to, put it in easily and quickly and modernize classrooms. I've been really focused on all the schools that are existing, right? You can always build new and have these beautiful LEED certified schools, and they're wonderful. And then what do you do about the other schools that are still in your district? And generally that can also be an equity issue. So how can we modernize schools faster at a better cost, and do it during the summer? Those are all things that we've got to be pretty focused on.
Can I build, Mark, on that? The technologies that Leslie mentioned are really great advances, and the proliferation of sensors within our school is another. I mean, it's been transformative, and it's especially relevant to the deferred maintenance problem that Leslie was talking about earlier, and to the new schools, because a lot of school systems don't know exactly where, without sensors, don't know exactly where to prioritize their limited maintenance time and dollars, because they don't know how the problems within their mechanical systems are impacting students. So if you don't know like what the result of the the issues are, you don't know how to prioritize based on health and student comfort and performance. So we've seen that really be transformative for a lot of systems. And since COVID, many more school systems have started being comfortable putting those air quality sensors in their classrooms. And I think it's like an incredibly important advancement because they can actually make better decisions about how to invest the money they have.